Good evening, everyone. My name is Annette Diorio. I'm the Vice President for Campus Life. It is my honor to welcome you to the Aaron O. Hoff Awards ceremony. This evening, we'll take a moment to honor and celebrate the outstanding contributions of our students, staff, and faculty. This is a unique moment for Lafayette and for the Hoff Awards as we celebrate 30 years of this prestigious award ceremony, and of course, the first time that it has been held virtually. The Hoff Awards are named for Aaron O. Hoff, a student in the very first class at Lafayette. I'd like to take just a moment to share a bit about his life that will hopefully demonstrate why he is the namesake for this ceremony. In 1832, Hoff blew the horn that summoned Lafayette's first 43 students and 3 teachers to class. A native of Warren County, New Jersey, and a free man, Hoff was the college's first African-American student. Lafayette College was a very different place then and was created following the manual labor school model. Every student helped pay for their tuition by either working in the fields or in light manufacturing. Like his classmates, Aaron Hoff worked to pay his $30 per year tuition, cooking for students and working to assist the first president, Dr. George Junkin. In addition to his coursework and labor, Hoff played the trumpet to wake students in the mornings, prepare them for the recitation of scripture, to call students to dinner, and to bring them in from the fields. While a student at Lafayette, Hoff was a member of the Washington Literary Society and an active member of the Easton community. He eventually withdrew from Lafayette as a student due to illness, but remained connected to the institution for many years to come. Outside of Lafayette, Hoff, his wife, and 8 children were active in the Lutheran Church and well-respected citizens of Easton. Fast forwarding to the college's semi-centennial celebration in 1882, sounds of a horn could be heard from the chapel summoning the beginning of the festivities. As students, alumni, and faculty approached the chapel, they saw it was Aaron Hoff, now 74 years old, blowing the trumpet again. He guarded that horn until his death at age 94. 100 years after his passing, a group of 6 Lafayette students formed a memorial project committee in order to give Mr. Hoff proper recognition and to raise money for a memorial stone to demarcate his previously unmarked grave. Retired art professor Curly Holton designed the figure of a bronze horn player, which stands in quiet dignity over a black granite stone that now marks Hoff's final resting place in a cemetery not far from the campus. Although Hoff never completed his degree, Lafayette College granted him an honorary degree in 2002, and by order of the mayor of Easton, May 5th was declared Aaron O. Hoff Day. At the granting of Hoff's degree and the dedication ceremony of the new Hoff Memorial, he was also awarded special congressional recognition for having led the way for other students of color and for his service to the college and the Easton community. Tonight, we honor the legacy of Aaron O. Hoff, one of Lafayette's earliest leaders, by gathering to recognize amazing contributions to campus life from today's leaders. To talk a little bit about leadership at Lafayette College in today's times, I'd like to turn this virtual podium over to Associate Dean of Students and Director of Recreation Services, Dr. Jody Fry.
Thank you, Annette. I'd like to take a moment to speak briefly about leadership behaviors and how we'll see them showcased this afternoon. Let's first start with a definition. At Lafayette, a leader is someone whose influence produces effects on the behaviors, actions, or opinions of others towards a common purpose or direction. This means leadership is a relationship-based process of mobilizing people in a manner that produces positive change congruent with shared values. As many of you know, our approach to leadership development is based on the Leadership Challenge, a framework of learnable skills that can be practiced. We believe that effective leadership converts mutual aspirations into reality when we model the way, inspire a shared vision, challenge the process, enable others to act, and encourage the heart. Throughout the ceremony, you'll see and hear how these behaviors are exhibited by our 2020 Hoff Award recipients. In fact, we've linked some of these behaviors to each of our recipients as a way of reinforcing the practices that are reflective of effective leadership. These emblems will indicate which of the exemplary leadership behaviors were most prominently reflected within the nominations for today's honorees. In addition, we're giving each individual recipient a small wearable pin to serve as permanent recognition of the behavior identified. And now it's time to start distributing the awards for many deserving recipients. I would like to introduce Serena Kranzler, the 2020 Student Leadership Intern, Dr. Alex Hendrickson, our Director of Spiritual and Religious Life and College Chaplain, and Sasha Neath, Leadership Education Committee member, to introduce our Change Agent Awards.
Thank you, Jody. Good afternoon, everyone. Alex, Megan, and I have the distinct honor of recognizing individuals for their contributions as being change agents at Lafayette College. The individuals that will be recognized tonight demonstrate leadership behaviors that represent the type of student and leader we hope to foster at our institution. To kick off our Change Agents category, we honor the recipient of the 1974 award. This award recognizes a Lafayette student that exemplifies the groundbreaking spirit of the first class of women to graduate from Lafayette. This year's award recipient is involved in many activities on campus. She serves as a beloved resident advisor, a PASA educator, alternative spring break volunteer, kaleidoscope social justice peer educator, and activist for many. She has been recognized for her service to her residents through several RA of the Month awards and took on the challenge of serving as the RA for the Fishers dormitories, which together houses over 80 residents, when she was only a first-year student. Her passion for serving as a powerful voice for various communities on campus is evident in her ever-presence in Sexual Assault Awareness Month with Parts Against Sexual Assault, or PASA, through her large role in the planning of Native American Heritage Week, and through her involvement with community service organization Alpha Phi Omega. This individual encourages the heart as a resident advisor, models the way through her roles in PASA, Kaleidoscope, and ASB, and is stated to be an amazing human being worth recognizing as an individual who made a tremendous impact on Lafayette's campus by her nominator. Please join me in congratulating the 2020 winner of the 1974 award, Maddie McLaughlin. Yay, Maddie. Okay, next on the list is the World Citizen Award. The World Citizen Award recognizes a Lafayette student who has demonstrated commitment to international or global issues through academic work or co-curricular leadership at Lafayette College. This year's World Citizen Award will be given to an individual who has dedicated her time and efforts to both international and global issues through her co-curricular and academic work. In the classroom, this individual has researched projects on nonviolence movements and associated tactics in the Philippines and Egypt. Her continued interest in global affairs has shown in various essays she has written about developing countries and our use of that phrase to refer to them, and counterterrorism. Her identity as a Gambian Senegalese woman has shaped her academic endeavors and underlies her decision to study international affairs. Outside of academia, this individual has founded Girl Up Lafayette, an organization originally founded in 2010 by the United Nations Foundation to combat global gender inequality through the passage of legislation, in addition to Muslims Matter, which sheds light on the issues Muslims face globally. The choice to pursue her education and stray from the norms held in place in her home community exemplifies the strength of character held by this individual. She continuously inspires a shared vision, challenges the process, and enables others to act by catalyzing new clubs on campus to give other females and international students a voice. Please join me in congratulating the 2020 winner of the World Citizen Award, Fatimata Damba Cham. The Mattachine Award recognizes a student who most exemplifies the courage of the Mattachine Society to tirelessly advance LGBTQ+ rights at Lafayette College. This student utilizes her voice in several on-campus platforms to spread awareness and contribute to the LGBTQ+ community. From the very beginning of her Lafayette career, she has been an active member of Quest and has also spent her time as a member of the Live Well Lafayette Club. She has designed and taught a sexual education curriculum for students for International Wellness Month in conjunction with spreading the information she was learning in her Women and Gender Sexuality Studies coursework. She methodically chronicled the history of queer depictions in the Lafayette Theater Department from the mid-90s in an essay that will soon reside in the queer archives once finished with editing. The recipient of this award takes every opportunity to incite discussion with professors and students alike in her STEM classes about her women, gender, and sexuality studies classes to bridge the barriers between majors and student interests. The skills she has developed in the classroom have contributed to her excellent ability to critique academic literature and highlight areas where large improvements must be made regarding ethical decisions surrounding women's rights. She is an advocate for students of all identities, an ally to many and all communities, and a friend to many. Her bravery to speak up about issues affecting Lafayette's campus, her bravery to speak up about issues affecting campus specifically. This individual challenges the process about how the queer community is addressed, encourages the heart for those too timid to share their viewpoints, and inspires a shared vision by educating others about the LGBTQ+ community. Please join me in celebrating the winner of the 2020 Mattachine Award, Kira Helfrich.
The next award is the Robert I. Weiner Interfaith Award. The Interfaith Award recognizes an individual who has contributed significantly to interfaith work at Lafayette. This year's recipient of the Interfaith Award was described by one of their nominators as an integral part of the religious and spiritual life on campus for their entire 4 years at Lafayette. They have been a member of the Hillel Board, holding such positions as Vice President of Communications, along with being a member of Interfaith Council, an Interfaith Fellow with the Office of Religious and Spiritual Life, a delegate to the Parliament of the World's Religions in fall 2018, and a part of both Buddhist meditation and yoga as spiritual practice. They've dedicated their time and spirit to campus religious and spiritual life by encouraging others to seek fulfillment, designing and leading programming to get people of disparate backgrounds in conversation, and leads by example, advertising and attending all kinds of events and bringing friends with them. This year, our winner designed a faith crawl where each of the religious and spiritual life groups on campus could share their faith practices, and students of other groups could ask questions and engage in real dialogue. This individual encourages friends to look to their spirituality when feeling lost. This year's winner has always encouraged the heart. They lead with passion and compassion and encourage everyone they meet. Their dedication to the interfaith community at Lafayette has inspired others to be more involved. They have enabled others to act by keeping the interfaith spirit going, by sharing their contacts, ideas, and practices, ensuring that interfaith programming at Lafayette will remain in capable hands, and that the relationships they have helped build between groups will outlive their time at Lafayette. This year's Robert I. Weiner Interfaith Award winner is a student who has been particularly special and inspiring to me personally. And so I am so proud to present this year's award to Katie Gonick. I will next present the Frances Okansi-Ahaney Spirit of Multiculturalism Award. This award recognizes an upper-level student whose commitment to academic excellence and inclusive leadership within the community transcends all barriers and exemplifies the ethos of multiculturalism at Lafayette College. This student is deeply committed, and is always thinking across cultures, the campus community, and among individuals. She challenges the process by taking risks. One of her nominators says, few students of her age have actually had the amount of experience she does with people from all types of backgrounds. She has traveled all over the world and has lived in several countries and continents, speaking several languages fluently. Aside from having all of this cultural depth, she uses it. She advocates for international students on campus with student government and works to see changes on campus that positively impact her peers. She was a large factor in bringing back the LCAT shuttle so that international students could have access to transportation to shop for groceries at nearby stores. She is very well-spoken, well-respected, and plays an important role on campus as the voice for many. This student inspired a shared vision by holding meetings with student government about needs and desires for all students, including international students, and advocates for their well-being. Along those same lines, she challenges the process by working to change existing legislation or processes so that students can have improved quality of life on campus. She encourages the heart by speaking with her numerous circles of friends from all backgrounds and by letting them know that it is okay to speak up for what you deserve. Please join me in congratulating the winner of the 2020 Francis Ocancia Haney Spirit of Multiculturalism Award, Victoria Puglia.
The next award is the Big 8 Program of the Year Award. This award recognizes a student organization or group of students who planned and implemented a program or initiative that most impacted the campus community in its emphasis on cross-cultural dialogue, intellectual exploration of a sociocultural issue, and social integration across identities. This year's initiative celebrates a program that was the first of its kind on Lafayette's campus, initiated by Lafayette's Alternative School Break Club. It challenged many Lafayette students to engage in discussions that included intersectionality related to Indigenous peoples of the United States, including topics like environmental justice, racism and injustices, access to services, and gender and sexuality. This interdisciplinary program engaged students from all different academic and personal backgrounds, including the keynote speaker Ruben Fasthorse, who highlighted his experiences with living both on and off a Native American reservation, and how Native Americans' contributions to society are so often disregarded. A debut of this week of programming on campus challenged the process by inspiring a new dialogue about Lafayette's awareness of and relationship to Native American communities and their own, as well as general social injustices. In this way, the program also inspired a shared vision throughout Lafayette students, committing the campus to include the voices and experiences of marginalized communities in order to educate the wider community about social injustice. Please join me in recognizing Alternative School Break Club for hosting Native American Heritage Week as the Big 8 Program of the Year. Our final award in the Change Agent category is the Program of the Year Award, which recognizes a program that has positively impacted the campus culture. This year, we recognize a program that allowed for a group of nearly 40 dedicated students, accompanied by a few engaged staff members, to travel to Washington, D.C. to experience a full day of learning about history, music, culture, and politics. This trip closely followed Black History Month and embraced the theme of unapologetic by educating its attendees about the unapologetic resilience that has been demonstrated by Black leaders throughout history. The students learned about the crucial impact that the Black community has had throughout American history on the country's structure, academics, economy, and culture, fostering pride in many students of color and encouraging them to think about what the future holds for their future careers in diverse fields. This event modeled the way, as it was the first event of this scale that was organized solely by the student leaders of the Association of Black Collegians in 20 years, and it took extensive planning for its successful execution. This program also inspired a shared vision by showing students that there is no limit to their aspirations, and creating a shared purpose throughout the goal of creating a safe and welcoming space for all people of color on Lafayette's campus. It is with great pleasure that I recognize the Association of Black Collegians for their trip to the National Museum of African American History and Culture as the Program of the Year. Congratulations to all of our Change Agent Award winners.
Each year, the campus community experiences poignant moments of learning, celebration, and reflection. Tonight, in addition to acknowledging the contributions of individuals and groups, we want to highlight a few of the most memorable moments from this academic year. We asked our campus community to send in nominations of programs, events, or moments that created a shared and lasting experience that resonated with folks on campus. Sasha, Alex, and I are happy to present the first 3 moments that were chosen by our community.
The opening of the Rockwell Integrated Science Center has been highlighted as one of this school year's most memorable moments. The Rockwell Integrated Science Center, the largest capital project in Lafayette's entire history, opened for the first day of classes on August 26th in 2019. The principle behind the construction of this building was the Live Connected, Lead Change fundraising campaign. Rockwell offers a signature space for biology and computer science departments and the environmental studies and science programs. It houses the Dyer Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, the Hansen Center for Inclusive STEM Education, and offers additional space for neuroscience students and research. This building encourages collaboration between students and professors of both science and engineering specialties, and its well-lit spaces are enjoyed daily by all students.
Our next memorable moment was a guest lecture by Zakaria. This year, political analyst, CNN journalist, and best-selling author Zakaria joined students, faculty, and community members in a packed Colton Chapel in October to hear his insights on the rise of populism, the value of liberal arts education, and the need for more compromise in and out of politics. Zakaria was invited to campus by the International Affairs Program to commemorate its 60th anniversary as a major here at Lafayette. In his message, Zakaria embedded messages of hope and humor despite the division and discord that exists in today's political climate. Zakaria reminded students that their liberal arts education and skills they learn at Lafayette, such as critical thinking and analysis, would set them up for success in their future endeavors.
Thank you, Alex. Our next memorable moment in this segment of Change Agents is Ross Gay's Class of '96 extended visit to campus that occurred in the month of October. Mr. Gay was the winner of the 2015 National Book Critics Circle Award and spent several days on campus in the fall to visit various classes, deliver a keynote address, read from his collections of poetry and essays, and discuss writing and creativity in multiple Q&A sessions here on campus. His latest book, The Book of Delights, was a focal point for some of the conversations he took part in with the class of 2020 students who had read the book as part of this year's community reading.
Now I would like to introduce Vanessa Pearson, Director of Student Involvement, and Rebecca Blocker, member of the Lafayette Leadership Education Committee, who will present our next category of awards.
Thank you, Alex. Hello, everyone. Rebecca and I are pleased to present this year's Community Builder Awards. The Community Builder Awards recognize students and student organizations that serve the needs of others. These recipients have impacted their community in incredible ways. The first award, Student Organization of the Year, Serving Beyond Their Membership, is presented to an organization whose commitment to service has literally saved lives. This organization works tirelessly all year round to help families from all over the world resettle and make a new life in the United States. Since their beginning just 3 years ago, they have helped resettle 3 families and provided furniture, translation services, and financial support to numerous other individuals. Not only do they greet the families at the airport and help provide them with housing and basic necessities, they go further. They support the families for a full 6 to 9 months, often spending their own time and resources to transport them to medical appointments and job interviews, move furniture, and assist with government paperwork and bureaucracy. The families would truly be lost without their support and compassion. This organization also places a high priority on building trust and creating meaningful relationships with their families. They create friendships and relationships that extend well beyond their organization's goal of helping families become self-sufficient. As if their work wasn't challenging enough, the recent COVID-19 situation has brought further difficulties. However, this group embraced the challenge and came up with innovative solutions to continue serving. They set up online tutoring 5 days a week and communicate regularly to ensure their families know all about the latest local, state, and federal recommendations and laws regarding COVID-19. Just because many of their members are no longer in the local Easton area, they have not forgotten about their families. This organization truly exemplifies what it means to serve others. They work together to ensure their families are not only resettled, but also able to thrive in America. I am honored to present the Student Organization of the Year, Serving Beyond Their Membership, to the Refugee Action Group.
Woo! The Student Organization of the Year Award, Serving Their Membership, is presented to a group who focused on their membership in order to achieve great accomplishments both individually and as a team. They created a mentorship and peer coaching program to support members and strengthen the team's skill sets. One nominator wrote, quote, "Our team is successful because we work together to improve one another by watching each other's speeches, supporting one another at competitions, and researching together. As a result, we don't only have great achievements collectively and individually, but bond as a group." This is a group that demonstrates model the way and inspiring a shared vision through their mentoring and goal setting. As a group, they received 212 awards, with 57 of them being first place in the fall semester, and recently were featured in exhibition rounds of an online tournament by popular vote. I'm happy to give the award of Internal Student Organization of the Year to the Lafayette Forensic Society.
The Commitment to Service Award is presented to a student organization that has displayed significant effort for the improvement of the Lafayette campus through service and/or philanthropy. The members of this year's award don't just talk about service, they live it every day. The organization has over 80 active members who volunteer at least 20 hours each. That's over 1,600 hours of collecting trash, feeding the hungry, planting trees, walking dogs, tutoring kids, packing hygiene kits, and the list goes on and on. They do this all without complaint or the need for recognition. Additionally, they have raised thousands of dollars for local organizations in need. This organization doesn't think twice about stepping up and stepping in. As one of their nominators stated, this group does not simply do service blindly like so many others, just to check a box or avoid a fine. They instead listen to their community first and then devise a plan of action to produce the most meaningful impact possible. So many community partners know that they can rely on this group for their dedication and support in difficult times. Please join me in recognizing this incredible group of unsung heroes. May we all learn from their example and strive to do what we can to make a difference in our community. This year's Commitment to Service Award is presented to Alpha Phi Omega.
The next award is the Service Above Self Award. This award is presented to a student who demonstrates true commitment and care for others. They are committed to finding the root cause of social issues and support initiatives with significant amounts of time. Throughout her time at Lafayette, she has been a founding member and served as president of events and outreach for the Refugee Action Group, and was crucial in planning events such as Broths for a Better World. She has been a team leader on an alternative school break trip to the International Rescue Committee, and has also had internships with the International Rescue Committee, and throughout her time has assisted dozens of families in their resettlement. As a program coordinator and team leader for Generation Next, she's helped many local high school students in the college application and admissions process. One nominator said, quote, "Along with having an incredible impact, her positivity, dedication, and commitment to community building, community engagement, and most importantly, community service is unmatched." While this award winner has exemplified many leadership qualities, perhaps the strongest is how she demonstrates model the way. She dedicates herself to specific issues and encourages others to join her and engage in robust community service. She works towards her goals and pulls people in to help get the job done. I'm pleased to present the Service Above Self Award to Maria Ahmed.
The last award in the Community Builders category is the Residential Spirit Award. This award recognizes someone who's gone above and beyond in their service to their living environment. This year's recipient has made an incredible impact on the residential community here at Lafayette. She consistently goes out of her way to help and support those around her. She's the first one to volunteer and the last one to leave. She's always asking how she can help, and she never complains. She volunteers for extra tasks, serves on committees, including a professional staff search, and this year played a critical role in the RA selection process. She takes a hands-on approach, and her perspective and opinion are frequently sought after. Her dedication and willingness to go the extra mile is truly an inspiration. She motivates others to do their best. This recipient truly encourages the heart by fostering a sense of belonging and connection in the residential community. She takes every opportunity to recognize the efforts of her staff. She acknowledges them during their staff meetings and nominates them for formal staff awards. She gets to know her staff on a personal level and truly cares about each and every one of them. She makes everyone on her team feel like a hero. So it's time that we recognize the hero that she is. I'm happy to present the 2020 Residential Spirit Award to Olivia Resnick.
Congratulations to all of our wonderful community builders. And now I would like to bring to your attention a few of the memorable moments that have happened this academic year. The Office of Sustainability hosted a pop-up thrift shop in November for campus and the surrounding community to encourage everyone to swap instead of always buying new. Over 1,500 pounds of clothing was donated by students, faculty, and staff. Most of this clothing was available for free, and some pieces had a suggested donation. Pieces that were not taken were donated.
Our next memorable moment was a huge win. The 155th rivalry game between Lafayette and Lehigh ended with an incredible finish and a big part win. Although Lafayette took the lead in the first quarter, the Mountain Hawks would not be defeated as both teams exchanged leads throughout the game. Everyone was on edge as the clock ticked away in the final minute when Jeffrey Cordenbrock nailed a 28-yard field goal to give Lafayette the 17-16 win. This marked the first victory over Lehigh since 2014 and the first for head coach John Garrett. Lafayette now leads the series 79-71-5. Go Pards!
Finally, the Lafayette Activities Forum's Night at the Office event with Brian Baumgartner, also known as Kevin, is our next memorable moment. This event was nothing short of incredible. Attendees enjoyed asking him questions about the office and hearing stories about behind the scenes. Colton Chapel was filled with laughs from start to finish. Bringing over 700 students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members, his talk was the highlight of Rivalry Week. It was great to see the Lafayette community come together, both young and old, for a feel-good night at the office.
Those are your memorable moments for this segment. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Julie Muley, Senior Associate Director of Residence Life, and Basit Malone, the Student Government Academic Affairs Director. They will present the Educator Awards.
Hello, everyone. Julie and I are honored and delighted to present the Educator Awards today. These awards recognize students, faculty, and staff who have made outstanding impact in academia, administration, or student involvement, and all the intersections that fall in between them. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the nominators for sharing a wealth of information on the awardees' influence and impact on the Lafayette community and beyond. The first award in this category is the Superior Teaching Award in Sciences and Engineering. This award recognizes a professor in the Sciences or Engineering division who serves as an exemplary scholar by teaching above and beyond the required level and having a commendable positive impact on the careers of students inside and outside of the classroom. The recipient for this has shown exemplary teaching with the way she transcends the expectations of her students. She has been exceptionally adaptive amidst the COVID-19 pandemic while still being able to maintain high levels of engagement from her students. Though we cannot all wait to return to normalcy, this professor has proven that it is possible to effectively teach from home. Our nominator credits her with always finding ways to ensure that students can succeed in their classes. She truly enables others to act with the way she works really hard to connect students so they can rely on her and their peers, and pushes them to come up with creative ideas while providing guidance throughout the learning process. Please join me in congratulating Professor Lauren Myers on a Superior Teaching Award in Sciences and Engineering. Up next is our Superior Teaching Award in Humanities and Social Sciences. This award recognizes a professor in the Humanities or Social Sciences division who serves as an exemplary scholar by teaching above and beyond the required level and having a significant positive impact on the career of students. This year's recipient is a Posse mentor, and as a Posse scholar, I recognize the additional hard work, dedication, and empathy it takes to commit to being a resource and support for 10 students throughout their college career. Not only did she assume mentorship role, but she also took her mentees as her children, helping them with the social, professional, and academic rigors of higher education. Our nominator states that without this recipient, she would not have remained at Lafayette College. This professor has a high level of empathy for her students and is still able to challenge them in the best way possible while allowing them to come to their own conclusions in their own way. She has also been able to model the way for her students by consistently producing work that deconstructs and challenges ideologies in all our fields, including gender and ethnicity, transnationalism, feminist theory, and globalized higher education. And our transnational expertise should be a model for scholars across a variety of disciplines as they challenge institutional and interpersonal ideologies. I'm very pleased to share that this year's Superior Teaching Award in the Humanities and Social Sciences goes to Professor Neha Bora. Unfortunately, she was unable to join us today, but please join me in applauding her on her award. The importance of diversity in education cannot be stated enough. Our next award is the John T. McCartney Excellence in Diversity Education Award. This award recognizes a faculty member who demonstrates intellectual passion, mentorship of students, and a strong commitment to diversity. This year's recipient truly demonstrates all the traits stated above. She started an international service project to bring students to Kashmir and continues to promote cultural awareness by strengthening our students' knowledge of the world around them. She continuously demonstrates to our students how a place is not always how the media portrays it and allows our students to critically ask questions about their place in the world and why particular narratives dominate the world we live in. She sees the importance to teach her students a diversity of places rather than the ones they are most familiar with. She inspires a shared vision in our ability to promote high academic achievement in our students and promote cultural awareness within and outside the borders of Lafayette. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Afsa Kanjwal on our John T. McCartney Excellence in Diversity Award.
The Administrator of the Year Award recognizes a Lafayette administrator who has demonstrated dedication, availability, and energy in their involvement with students. Years of service are not a factor in this award, as this year's recipient just joined the Lafayette community in their role this fall. She made quite an impression on her students and colleagues through her intense commitment to learn the ins and outs of the program she was overseeing and the guidance she offered students on a variety of topics. So much so that her role of advisor to ASB expanded and she was given oversight of the Mosaic program within a few months. Her impact on students inspired 6 nominations for this award. One nominator shared, "She has challenged me to grow a lot over the past year. She has motivated me to have difficult conversations, recognize and work on my own weaknesses, and find ways to empower others. She has taught me how to navigate supervisory positions, work with a wide variety of people, and constantly rally my teams around our end goals. I am a better person and leader because of working with her. She models the way by sharing her values and setting exemplary practices within Landis, creating a space for other students to also share their ideals. I am happy to recognize this year's Administrator of the Year, Melissa Ash." Our next award recognizes a staff member who has served the Lafayette community, has gone above and beyond his or her responsibilities, has been courteous and engaging with students, and has improved the quality of life on campus. Coaching takes commitment, vision, patience, and time, to name a few. Coaching on top of a full-time job takes even more of, well, everything. When the women's ice hockey team hit the ice for the first time in 2017, they looked to their coach to inspire them, train them, and help them become a cohesive and winning club. In a few short years, this team won a divisional championship. He inspired a shared vision for achieving their goal of winning the league if they worked hard as a team. Credit goes to the players themselves, but also to the inspiring and guiding hand of the coach. A coach holds a team together, helps keep focus, provides timely and level-headed advice, and never gives up. One player said, "He saw potential in our collective efforts and dedicated his time and energy towards developing us individually and as a team." Please join me in congratulating the women's club hockey team head coach, Liam Lansing, as the Staff Member of the Year.
We will honor 2 students this evening who work without regard for personal reward and have demonstrated concern for and dedication to the betterment of their peers within the Lafayette community as our unsung heroes. Our first recipient has a tireless devotion to all aspects of the Lafayette community, especially with regards to sustainability. He is a board member of Lafayette Environmental Awareness Protection Program, and consistently partakes in service projects for the betterment of the earth through his participation in Alpha Phi Omega, a national service fraternity. He is also credited with creating the punch card system currently employed by our college sustainability office to promote environmental consciousness. He took his commitment to sustainability further by being the founder of Part Paper, an organization that creates paper out of scrap and spends countless hours on working to better the lives of others, pouring his heart into what he does with no expectation for recognition. He is able to encourage the art of others around him by ensuring that their positive impact never goes unnoticed. I am honored to present the Unsung Heroes Award to Jacob Offline. The second Unsung Hero Award goes to a very deserving member of the class of 2020. The reach this student has had during their time at Lafayette is nothing short of impressive. This individual has worked with and left their impact in different communities and programs such as Environmental Engineers and Scientists, Lafayette Environmental Awareness Protection Program, and the Green Move Out program, just to name a few. His nominator noted that his motives are never ever for any sort of reward, as he does what he does just because he finds that it is the right thing to do. He has proven his ability to encourage others to partake and take on leadership roles through humble and yet powerful messages. He models the way for others by working with many advisors to create the landscape that allows other students to partake in improving their environment. Please join me in congratulating Kyle Lowe as a recipient of the Unsung Heroes Award.
Woo, Kyle. Now for our memorable moments. The 2020 Black Heritage Month keynote speaker, Dr. Yusef Salaam, presented to a packed house in Colton Chapel on February 16th. A member of the Exonerated Five, Dr. Salaam shared his story of being convicted of a crime he did not commit. Since his release, he has dedicated his life to criminal justice reform. His talk resulted in a standing ovation. Our next memorable moments recognize the resilience and creativity of Lafayette students and staff in the face of the current pandemic. LAF and student involvement have taken steps to keep students connected and entertained with virtual programming. Remotely, students and their families have tuned in for bingo, music trivia, a magic show, and the virtual talk with Tiger King's John Finley, which attracted over 400 participants. On campus, the community is adapting to daily COVID life. The Pard Pantry folks have worked to connect donations and distribute items as needed. Dining services staff are working every day to keep students fed. And on-campus students are pitching in to keep spirits up, from a safe distance, of course. If you have time, take a look at Flor Caceres' flourishing blog. And now I'd like to introduce Rob Young, Director of Intercultural Development, and Megan Haddad, Class of 22, Student Leadership Intern.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Megan Haddad.
And I'm Rob Young. We have the pleasure of giving out the highest honors this evening, the Emerging Leader Award and the Marquis Award.
The Emerging Leader Award recognizes students who have demonstrated considerable leadership potential and have made an impressive transition from exploring opportunities to taking the lead toward making meaningful change. The recipients of this year's Emerging Leader Award have done just that. Our first recipient of this award is known for their involvement in many different organizations and a wide range of interests and passions, which have given them diverse perspectives at Lafayette. One nominator recalls a time during the last fall semester at Lafayette when they were both highly interested in fashion and sustainability and helped to organize the on-campus sustainability thrift shop. The recipient of this award was responsible for coordination and marketing the event. They wanted to help the environment and to reduce clothing waste through the collection of clothing on Lafayette's campus. This individual is involved in many different areas of campus, from being an extremely important body in halal and being a charismatic and kind international student orientation peer advisor, to being a writer for the Lafayette College newspaper, along with being an engaged and curious student in the classroom. They work to host events on campus related to fashion, such as the on-campus sustainability thrift shop. Additionally, in the fall, this individual organized and hosted the networking fashion panel, where they wanted to provide a way for students to learn more about careers in the fashion industry. As alluded to before, this individual is an active member in the community and continues to organize events that resemble their passions. They take initiative to provide these opportunities for their fellow members of the Lafayette community. Their comfort and engagement and encouragement towards others helps those individuals gain trust in themselves. The recipient of this award encourages the heart and enables others to act by taking the first leap into new opportunities to allow others to feel more comfortable. Lafayette has frequently experienced the presence of some dynamic students, but few have pushed the envelope and raised the bar like this student has. Please join me in congratulating Danielle Creighton as an emerging leader at Lafayette.
Our second emerging leader has made a big impact during their time at Lafayette. They have been widely involved in an array of activities, both on and off campus, that show a commitment to building and improving a sense of community through their shared vision that inspired others. Their nominator notes that this individual has been involved in many aspects of project-based work on campus, most recently Tech Clinic, and a new social entrepreneurship class. Most importantly, their work has been an important component in the success of the Dyer Center outreach to students across campus. They are focused on the social, economic, and innovative impact that students can have part of a team at Dyer, and especially in our chapter of collegiate entrepreneur organizations, for which they were co-president. Their vision, contribution to work, organization have been important factor into the center's club success. The Dyer Center relies on student fellows to generate ideas and to provide support for activities, and has been instrumental in both their contributions and work for others to be efficient. The recipient of this award inspired the vision through their hard work, dedication, commitment to the organization. Their personal strengths Sorry for the technical difficulties. Their personal strengths are impressive, and their intellectual accomplishments. For all their accomplishments and encouraging the hearts of others to become their best selves, I ask you to join me in congratulating Rabia Demirelli as an emerging leader at Lafayette.
Our next award is Marquis Individual Award, which recognizes exemplary leadership. The Marquis Individual Award is given to a student or a group of students who influences the behaviors, actions, or opinions of others toward a common goal or purpose that results in the betterment of the student body, the college, and the surrounding community. The recipient of this award is passionate to improve access to healthcare and to fight health inequity and inequality. This individual started Lafayette College's emergency medical squad, in which she is currently the president. They mobilize students and administrators to ensure that we are medically safe while also promoting impeccable bedside manner. Their ability to facilitate student and officer relationships has bettered our community in increasing empathy and understanding among first responders. This individual is involved in many different areas of campus, from being an ASB team leader and being a kind art resident advisor, to being a student athletic trainer, along with being an engaged and curious student in the classroom. This individual is also passionate about reforming the criminal justice system through their facilitation of countless discussions with students to work toward restorative justice. As alluded to before, this individual is an active member in the community and encourages the heart of other members of the Lafayette community. Their nominator wrote, "This individual models the way as an EMT on and off campus by providing hundreds of hours of high quality service as a first responder. Her dedication and effectiveness in her work is a model for all the students that learn from her and will follow in her footsteps. Their great impact and partnerships created will positively affect our community long after their graduation. The recipient of this award understands the strength of their peers and feels confident in enabling others to take initiative." This year's Marquis Individual Award recipient is Rachel Broader.
The final award for this afternoon is the Marquis Organization Award. We would like to recognize an organization that has done incredible work at Lafayette this year. This organization has displayed the ability to have a shared vision and for everybody contributing to turning the dream into a reality. Their journey was truly an uphill battle that didn't deliver instant gratification. Their organizational goal started during the academic year of 2017-2018, and every year since then has made strides towards success. They have worked towards their goal. They have kept in mind the importance of building a sense of community amongst each other as well as with the college. Their plan came to fruition this year when the organization succeeded in winning their tournament in February. This feat was made possible through the commitment to excellence, rigorous schedule, and the competitive bond that they build and battled the way to the top rankings. Over the course of 3 years, the team has gone on not to qualify to the 4th place to finish and topping the league and bringing home the trophy to Lafayette. It is my honor and privilege to award the Marquis Award to the Women's Club Ice Hockey Team. And now I'd like to invite Vice President DiOrio to deliver our closing remarks.
Thanks, Rob. It would be difficult to be here today and not acknowledge this unique moment in history. We are gathered here to say thank you to educators, students, mentors, and advisors who have demonstrated leadership by giving up their time, showing courage and vulnerability, and stepping up. At various points tonight, more than 120 students, faculty, and staff joined this event, demonstrating that in person or virtually, this is a strong community. For as much uncertainty as there is in the world at this moment, there is no doubt that strong leadership skills will always be needed. Before we close, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the hard work of the entire Hoff Awards planning team, led by Jody Fry. They have been working on this program since early spring. Everyone, please join me in thanking them for their work in coordinating this program. As we close, I would like for each of you, thank each of you for doing your part to uplift our community and make this a better place every day. Also, I was asked by Dean Fry, so I will definitely remember to say this, to remind award recipients to remain on the call for virtual group photos. We value Aaron O'Hoff not only for his personal contributions to Lafayette, but also because he inspired change in others through his leadership and actions. He inspired others to follow him through his trumpeting and calls to action. We each face our own call to action, and it's humbling to be in the presence of so many who have accomplished so much. Thank you, and have a good evening.